Hey, it is Tuesday. I'm getting this up a little late. I'm sorry about that. So I'm giving you a second day to complete your first reading of Annabel Lee and the first read guide. I highly recommend you watch the full video of my intro to Annabel Lee, but I'm going to just go over a couple of things from the first read guide. So this is recreated in your Word document that you're doing for your lesson. So I'm going to go over this real quick here. But I also want to note before I do that, I've heard from several people it might be useful if I start working ahead and posting the whole week's lessons up at the beginning of the week, because I've been posting the lessons as they are assigned by the curriculum, just on the days that they're meant to be given. But I've heard from several people it would be useful just to have access to everything at the beginning of the week and be able to work ahead if you choose. So I'm going to start doing that for next week because I'm going to continue to try and post a video like with the assignment of each reading. There's going to be a video explaining the reading and talk, like giving my kind of lecture on it, and at least always a video of me reading it aloud. So you have that already for Annabel Lee. Like I said, I'm going to go over in more detail the work you're doing right now for lesson 6. So the first thing that you need to do is notice. Notice new information or ideas you learned about the unit topic as you first read this text. Um, so this could be so many different things, right? We talked about the rhyme scheme. It's got this really repetitive E rhyme scheme. There's a lot of internal rhyme, never, dissever. I know there's a couple other examples that I could pull out of internal rhyme. Let me just look. Uh, can never dissever. The moon never beams without bringing me dreams of the beautiful Annabel Lee. Stars never rise, but I feel the bright eyes. So, yeah, there's just this back and forth kind of rhyme scheme that creates the feeling of ocean, of the sea, right? Which is one of the focal points of this poem. So that's something you might notice. You might notice this is another like you might notice that like all these love stories are sad, right? That we're looking at love stories, but none of them are like happy love stories, and that's kind of interesting. For annotate, passage you might want to revisit. If you watch my video, I highly recommend that you choose the passage of Annabel Lee, where it's the second to last stanza. But our love it was stronger by far than the love of those who were older than we, of many far wiser than we, and neither the angels in heaven above nor the demons down under the sea can ever dissever my soul from the soul of the beautiful Annabel Lee. That passage, more than any other passage in this poem, speaks to our essential question, because our essential question is like who should am I in control of my own destiny, my own love, my own, like how my life goes, or is that outside of my control, right? And it's not about like what it should be. Like we may feel that it should be in our control, but it isn't, right? And that's one of the perspectives that is presented by some of the readings that we've had. So here what we see, he's saying our love was stronger than those older and wiser than we. So there were older and wiser people telling us that our love was young and stupid and we were dumb and wrong, and our love was stronger than them, right? And then it says the angels and the demons cannot separate my soul. They can't sever my soul from her soul. So it's this idea that there is a level that love can reach, that it can like even if destiny can't be overcome and it ends tragically, right? That they can't actually be together because she dies. It doesn't change like the bond between them, right? Sort of this idea of the destiny that he has to be with her is carried out because he chooses to just live the rest of his life watching over her grave. Which, boom, connect. That's our next one, is we go to connect. And we're trying to make a connection, make a connection with a previous text, right? So that's an idea right there that we can connect. We can connect this idea that in Popocatépetl and Iztaccíhuatl, at the end, Popo builds a mountain and chooses to watch over Iztaccíhuatl's grave for the rest of his life. Same thing as at the end of this poem, right? Very similar idea there. And then the only one you've got left is, I think, respond. by writing a brief summary of the selection. So you're just watch my video, look at Annabel Lee. What is the story? There's a story along with the lyrical poetry, right? He's in love with Annabel Lee, and what happens? And just tell me, 5 sentences. All right, if you have any questions, you know where to find me. I hope you have a good one. Talk to you later. Bye.